Hello and welcome to World News. Today, tensions between the United States and Iran once again appear to be escalating toward war. The policy of Donald Trump regarding the Strait of Hormuz has provoked Iran. Within just 24 hours, Iran has once again closed the Strait of Hormuz and has also refused to engage in talks with the United States. Iran has made it clear that if the U.S. does not lift its blockade, not a single ship will be allowed to pass through Hormuz. At the same time, Iran has begun preparations for war, as it does not trust the U.S., fearing that it may initiate conflict under the pretense of negotiations. There is also visible movement within the U.S. military. Air defense systems are being rapidly repositioned, signaling possible war preparations. This raises a major question. Are the U.S. and Iran heading toward another war? Diplomatic channels now appear to be closing, and Trump's aggressive rhetoric is being seen as a major obstacle to negotiations. We will discuss all of this in detail, but first, let's take a look at the headlines. Questions raised over the ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. The agreement reportedly violated 10,000 times in 48 hours. Israeli artillery continues heavy shelling. U.S. President Donald Trump faces criticism at home over Russian oil policy. Democrats accuse him of benefiting Russia economically. Pakistan faces growing economic troubles. Farmers protest in 100 cities against government agricultural policies. And finally, a look at the road that leads to the end of the world. Now, returning to West Asia, conditions have once again become tense. The U.S. is increasing its military presence in the region. Warships, including the USS Gerald R. Ford, are moving toward the area, this time via different routes after previous Iranian attacks forced them to retreat. Meanwhile, Iran also appears fully prepared. Iran's supreme leader has praised the military's performance during a 40-day conflict and emphasized strengthening the armed forces. He stated that Iranian drones can strike enemies like lightning and that the Navy is ready at all times. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has even warned that the conflict could escalate into a global war. A senior advisor stated that if war resumes, Iran will deploy missiles and drones developed by April 2026 and target locations previously untouched. Iran has also warned it could permanently disrupt regional oil production. Its parliament speaker stated that Iran is not Venezuela and cannot be forced into submission by external pressure. He warned that access through the Strait of Hormuz could be restricted further if the blockade is not lifted. Iran has rejected direct negotiations with the U.S. for now, insisting on a framework agreement first and demanding relief from sanctions. Amid rising tensions, 14 oil and gas ships bound for India were stopped in the Strait of Hormuz by Iranian forces. One Indian vessel was damaged in firing, prompting India to summon Iran's ambassador and demand an explanation. Meanwhile, Yemen's Houthi rebels have threatened to block the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, raising concerns over global trade disruptions. Now moving to Israel and Lebanon. Israel agreed to a ceasefire under U.S. pressure, but the situation remains fragile. Israel has announced control over large parts of southern Lebanon, similar to its actions in Gaza, where it established a buffer zone covering nearly 50% of the territory. Hezbollah has strongly opposed this move, warning that it will not accept Israeli occupation of Lebanese land. The ceasefire appears ineffective, with thousands of violations reported within just 48 hours. Next on Russia, President Trump is facing criticism for easing restrictions on Russian oil. The U.S. extended exemptions allowing Russian oil trade, reportedly due to disruptions caused by tensions with Iran. However, Democratic leaders have condemned this as a major policy reversal benefiting Russia despite ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Russia's foreign minister has indicated willingness to reassess economic relations with the U.S., signaling potential diplomatic shifts. Now to Pakistan. Its economic crisis is worsening. Disruptions in oil supply and rising costs have added pressure. The country is relying on loans from Saudi Arabia to repay debts to the UAE, while imposing new taxes domestically. Farmers across more than 100 cities have protested against new agricultural policies influenced by IMF conditions, particularly opposing corporate farming models and demanding better support prices. Finally, let's talk about a unique road, considered the end of the world. In Norway, the European route E69 stretches about 139 kilometers and ends at North Cape. Beyond that point, there are no roads, no settlements, only the Arctic Ocean, ice, and silence. It feels as if you are standing at the edge of the Earth. The route features breathtaking landscapes, extreme weather, and even a 7-kilometer-long tunnel beneath the sea. Construction began in 1934 and took 62 years to complete, finally opening in 1992. That's all for today's world news. Stay tuned for more updates from around the globe. Goodbye, and thank you.